Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Spectrum Drama, where we take a look at the hottest posts on Spectrum for the week and give our opinions on them. Okay, so first up we've got a post from Saint, and it says, I'd rather they created tier 0 of everything and deliver a poor game to build up than a game that's pretty to look at with nothing in it. So basically, yeah, I think it kind of everything it says on the tin, as they say. You know, we've got a very pretty game with lots of kind of, I don't know what the word would be for it. I call it candy. We've got lots of candy, but there's no real meat on the bones. Do you know what I mean? I think that is starting to show now. A lot more people are starting to get pissed off with the fact that we don't really have any backbone now for this game. But again, I mean, nothing new, really, is it?
No, nothing new. We've been saying this for years.
Yeah.
I think the problem comes with when they have like a big patch coming up, like the proposed 3.14 that we were going to get, and then they punt back all the most important parts of it. It really irks people off. It did us. We had a big rant about this last week. And, yeah, I don't think we're really the only people that are kind of feeling this way now. It's just the same thing every fucking year. And, you know, maybe one day we'll get some gameplay. Who knows?
Maybe one day. Those are the words. Yeah, I mean, there's a comment here which says, yes, definitely we need more content. And no, I don't mean more empty cities or planets or moons. We need professions, passenger transport, meaningful medical, salvage, repair, cargo handling, refuel, rearm, etc., etc. And he's right. I mean, I understand what they're doing. You know, we can see what they're doing, and they are making a game. We know they're making a game. But the problem is that if you're going to do what they've done, which is to have this alpha, and you're expecting, and this is like deja vu. I said this probably this time last year, and you're expecting people to play it and then give you their feedback. Give them something to play, because it is getting to that point now where even people who were happy with mining or happy with cargo running or happy with piracy or whatever are starting to get a little bored, because you know, once you've done it 1,000 times, where there's no appeal, there's no change. So I don't know. Yeah. Struggling to maintain enthusiasm for the game. Can anyone help? No.
No. Don't look to us. Jesus.
Yeah, please don't. Good to CIG. Good luck with that.
Yeah. I'm completely with Mr. Saint here. Hearing about Scorpius, don't care about it. Perseus, don't give a shit. Javelin Tour, boring. I don't care about it. I really don't. I actually tried to go to the Javelin tour during this Invictus week, and I got to the station, and then it said it was, I don't know, my Art Corp, and it wasn't going to get to me for another 45 minutes. I just logged off.
Right.
I can't be bothered. Like,
no.
I'm done. Really, I can't be bothered. I don't care if it's a big ship. It doesn't matter. When you're inside it, you're just walking around some corridors. Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, it needs to be super, super impressive for it to be impressive now, because, you know, once you've seen the inside of a biggish ship, you've kind of seen them all. I mean, they haven't got that much variety that makes it interesting, you know. The only ship really that's come out recently with an interesting concept on the inside is probably the one you bought. What's it called?
Star Runner.
Yeah, Star Runner. Because of those little nooks and crannies it's got, and like the fact that it's got secret entrances and stuff. Kind of cool, you know. But really, it's nothing. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't push gameplay forwards. So it's still wasted. I don't know. It's, yeah. Invictus is mediocre. And apologies for the rant. Well, don't apologise, because I think that more people need to rant, because I think that CIG, I don't think they're getting complacent, and I don't think that they are like looking at us and laughing, thinking, look what we're able to do, get all your monies and give you fuck all, you know. I think they genuinely are trying, but I think that maybe there's just not enough fire under their arses for them to realise that it's not enough now. We need more gameplay, or you're going to end up really kind of almost blacklisting your own game. A lot of people are going to get to that point where when this game does eventually come out, they're going to be too tired of the shenanigans to want to play it. I don't know. It's dangerous. It's dangerous to keep people hanging on, tenterhooks. So, I don't know.
Yeah, we've said it many times that this game is really good to look at, and we can't fault the graphics at all.
No.
They've done a really good job. And I don't really want to keep shitting on the people that spend all their time making these ships up, because they do a really good job.
Yeah.
But, 6 years down the line, I don't care.
No.
I just want some gameplay now. I've seen ships. I've walked around ships. I've flown most of them now. Just give me something else to do, please.
Yeah. It brings us on actually quite nicely to the next post, which is from Simon Peter Gruber, and it says open letter. Now this one's really long. I'm not going to read it because my good God, I don't want to. But we'll give you kind of a gist. The first line is at Chris Roberts, 68. I don't know why he has to be 68. Is that how old he is? Yeah. How does it feel to build and run a company that is financed by fans and enthusiasts, but does not deliver and repeatedly fails to achieve goals? Is a direct and serious question. And it is a question we have asked many times. What are you doing? Because we're not seeing it, basically.
That's part of the problem, is they're still working on back end stuff. The stuff we're not going to see. It's work that needs to be done. They have to get it in place, and it has to work properly for all the things to mesh properly. The problem is when we're this far down the road and we're still kind of waiting, it really does start to drag on, and you could probably hear it in my voice.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I mean, he says here, time is money. My opinion is that too much time is put into graphical details without the basic framework working or being in place. Stanton is stuffed full of things that don't do us any good. It's true, Barkeeper AI and all these other like silly little things that they put in, which you think, okay, it's cool. They've got this interactable thing that doesn't work. And it doesn't propel the game forwards for us. It does propel the game forwards for them. It's a thing they need to do, and it's a milestone they need to hit in order to get to another stepping stone. But the problem is that if they don't add some stepping stones that make us happy, again, it's going to be an exile. People are just going to give up. So they really need to start thinking, what could we add that's simple but would make everyone happy? I wonder if they've ever thought that.
The problem is, I don't think they tackle anything simply. They come up with the grand ideas and then worry about how they're going to put it in. But they don't go for the simple route to start with. Well, maybe missions. That's probably the simplest thing they've ever tried to do. Everything else just seems to be real effort to get it in the game. Yeah.
He says here, it's said again and again like a mantra. It is an alpha. Then why are professions not integrated as tier 0? If salvage should have found its way into the game a few years ago, why is it still just planned? Show 100%. What you've got so far. Is it a spoiler? And that's a really good question. Are these things spoilers, and so you're just not showing them, or are you not showing them because they don't exist? Because you haven't even got the fundamentals down yet, and if you haven't, why was it ever on a roadmap? Do you know what I mean? It's like, start to get annoyed again. But yeah, it is. You can see why people are getting frustrated, and I hate to have to keep sounding like a miserable bastard, but I am at the moment. I'm a little bit miserable with this game, and I'm just, something's going to happen in the future. You give it maybe 6 months or a year, something's going to happen, and I'm going to be like the reverse of this. I'm going to be singing its praises, and if anyone, I'll be a white knight on Spectrum going around, pew 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 pew, die you evil dirty talking bitches, that something like that. I don't know, I'm sure that's what they do. But until then, I'm just going to be a miserable bastard because this game's winding me up.
Yeah, I mean, they constantly say that everyone knows that they've got different teams assigned to different aspects of the game, right? So they must have a gameplay, system designer, system engineers team. What are they doing? Are they literally just messing around with mining and just disregarding everything? Is that what's happening here?
Maybe.
I don't want to think that is what's happening here, but that's just the way it seems. The optics of it aren't great. Let's be real.
Yeah. No, that's the problem. We get shown the very basics, and again, this is an argument we've had many times. But we get shown the very basics, and then we get annoyed because we're not getting stuff. And there is the thing that annoys me is there probably is plenty of stuff they could show us, which would just change our minds. Immediately we see a 20-minute video just showing all the fundamentals that they've got built at the moment for salvaging, for all these other things, and we'd probably just go, okay, I'll shut up, you carry on.
Yeah, I'll shut up and sit back.
Exactly, you've got this. But we don't know that, and hence why last week I was calling this a scam, because you don't show us anything, and so we just have to trust you that you're building a game. I don't know, it's crazy. Do you know what's funny though is unless you've got anything more to say on that, it brings me very neatly onto the next post. Now this one is the complete opposite of what we've just been saying.
Yeah, so this is the exception to the rule.
Literally, this is the shining golden child of CIG. So we've got a post from John Bradley, and it says, Tony's video was great. We need more video content like this. Now, if you haven't seen this, there's a 40-minute video that's come out from Tony. Everyone knows Tony. And it's basically going on about quantum. It's got it was about dynamic missions. It was about their virtual NPCs, and kind of there was so much information that all of a sudden, after watching that video, I actually saw what they're doing. I had a glimpse into like a very massive chunk of time that has been put into this game. Now one thing I will say before I continue to spew love from my face for Tony,
jerk off Tony.
Yeah, before I give him a hand shandy, is it annoyed me a little bit that there was a few times where he said, and obviously this doesn't exist, but we've put it in for the video, and I think to myself, don't do that. Don't do that, because you are treading a dangerous line. You've done this before. Look at this lovely image of pyro system, whatever.
Sandworms.
None of it's real. Yeah. Sandworms, The first video that we ever saw where that guy was running along a big ship and there was big sandworms and there was things. You're like, none of it's real. So don't do that, Tony. And also that there was like maths where the maths didn't make sense. I was actually working it out on some bits where they were showing those sliders of kind of like, if they're aggressive, they're likely to do this job. But if we slide them up here, they're like, and I was working it out going, those percentages would never work. So it's obviously, it's not actually built yet. This is being built. But with all that said, fucking amazing video. Genuinely like brought my spirits up watching it.
Yeah, I actually watched it this morning, and yeah, like you say, it brings your spirits up. You're like, okay, you have actually progressed something. It's just really good to see kind of where I'd say where they are with it, but they're not quite where they are yet, because they're still making it. But yeah, it's good to see what is happening with the whole system, and kind of Tony's mentioned that we're going to start seeing this year. Whether we actually do start to see some of this stuff this year, we'll wait and see. But fingers are still crossed.
And it's not going to be one of those things where they just roll it out and go, ta-da! It'll incrementally start happening in the system. Certain things will suddenly have this quanta running in the background controlling it instead of just a random script. But you could really see, like the way he explained it, because it's 40 minutes. I mean, that's the longest video they've done in a long time. But it's the way he explains it is... Fair enough, there's a lot of big words in there that some I didn't even understand, and sometimes he lost me a little bit, but the majority of it made sense, and I could actually start to understand how this entire universe is going to actually start to work. like actually work together. There's a part in it which I was just amazed by, where they were talking about obviously what happens when you you enter let's say near Port Olisar, and there's a pirate that's technically not there. He'll get spawned in and he'll attack you, and then you do a runner, and then he stays in his kind of idle ephemeral state or whatever he calls it, and then he exists forever. Like some things don't, but this particular pirate exists forever because he's killed you. I can't remember which way around. I'm confusing the shit out of this story. Yeah, he killed him. And then he goes off to a station and he starts doing some things, and then he goes off and he robs some more people, and he goes and have a drink, and his whole life continues. And he's got... You could see how tracking bounties was going to start to work. Because we've always asked that question, how is this ever going to work? And he actually explained it without even realising, I think he explained it, that is how bounty tracking is going to work, with all of these different com arrays picking up all your traffic, where you've been, what you've... It was genuinely filled me with excitement watching that video. So my good God, well done. But the problem is it is such a good video that it then starts to make everything else they do look pony.
I was kind of going to say that what we need is videos like that, but for every other gameplay element that is going to be in the game. And we need it pretty soon. Over the course of this year would be ideal in my eyes, and probably a lot of backers' eyes, to actually get a feel of where are we with the other stuff. Video like that would put a lot of concerns to rest, I think. Yeah,
I mean, he's got an example here, capacitor gameplay. The ISC on it was very, very surface level.
Yeah.
So a video of the person who's created that sitting down and just explain it to us like we're children, that's what we want. All right, maybe not like children, but, maybe high schoolers or something. But yeah, that's what we need, and I just... Tony, you're putting everyone else to shame, my friend, with these videos. I wonder if he did just organise it himself. I kind of like the idea that Tony's just like the bad boy of CIG, going around just doing his own videos.
Yeah.
He don't give a shit.
He probably saw that ISC video on capacitor gameplay and thought, that was crap. He called up Jared, said, I'm kind of almost ready for a video. Jared said, yeah, do a video. We'll put it out next week. And he went, okay, hold my beer. I'll show you how it's done.
Hold my cognac.
Yeah.
No, definitely, needed. And please, CIG, please take this as gospel. We need these videos. ISCs and all that other stuff can do one. Just do one video, like you said, on every single subject, telling us where you are, and we'll leave you alone. Cool, and that leaves us with one more post from Bad Lieutenant. And it says, the ship customization we were told we'd get. So a long time ago, November 2016, something like that, we should have gotten, I think he's saying, ship skin customization by hex code. Was this completely ditched, or is it still planned for the future? And then there's a source here, and the video is one of the best things I've seen. Not the video could do one, just the music.
Yeah, it's really good.
Made my day. But do you think that they've ditched this, or do you think that this is just something that they've backburnered like everything else?
I think they've backburnered it. They're quite happy making $15 for a skin, blue. So why would they push this out? I'm pretty sure that they've got the feature ready to go, but they're holding back because they're happy making money.
Yeah. I mean, why would you? Why would you sell? That's the equivalent of like Dulux going, oh, here's a one segment of wallpaper, and if you put it on your wall, it makes all of your walls look pretty. They wouldn't make any money, They want to sell you gallons of paint. So it's the same deal. It's just it saddens me if that is the reason, because it was touched on actually in that open letter. He did actually mention it, that it does feel a little bit like, everything is about money now. I don't think that's true. I'm going to stand up for CIG now, because it's near the end of the video. I've got to do something nice for them, but I've got to stand up for them a little bit. I don't think that's true when it comes to people like Chris Roberts and obviously the developers and all the people kind of making the game. I don't think that's true. I don't think any of these people are really doing it for that bulk of money. But there are people involved who are. There has to be, because they've got, they've got investors and stuff now, and exactly all these other people who genuinely that's their only drive is making money. And that's a shame. We never used to feel that years ago because they didn't exist. It was just one dude in almost a little pyramid of amazing, where people just really wanted to make a game, and now you can kind of see those offshoots grabbing out for cash, and that is a shame, real shame.
The only other reason I can think of why we don't have it yet is going by the usual CIG standard. They've made a feature and it works, but they want it to be 500% better with glitter everywhere and rainbow coming out of it.
Yeah.
That's why we haven't got it.
Yeah, that's probably true. That is probably actually true. It's so sad. It's got to be 5,000% better. Just, could you imagine working for that company? You're like, I have made the perfect ship, and you show it to them and they're like, yeah, now make it 8 times better. Yeah. But I can't do it. Fucking do it. Oh dear. I do feel bad for them sometimes. So they've got their work cut out from them. They've got to contend with us.
Yep.
And themselves. Yeah, rock and a hard place.
Yeah, the backers probably don't do it any favours. Every time they release a ship, there's 50, 100, threads on Spectrum or Reddit saying about how they could make the ship better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would wind me up if I made something and I thought, I've done a good job there, I like it, and then there's 1,000 people going, I could have done that better. You're like, no, you could have probably done it different. There's a difference.
There is a difference.
It's art. It's art, people. That's like going up to Picasso and saying, yeah, I could have painted that a little better. Like, well, no, subjective, bitches. But yeah, let's leave CIG alone, but also don't, and moan at them a lot. Yeah. I don't know. We can't win.
You got to ride that line, man. Yeah. It's a thin line, but you got to ride it.
Okay, well, speaking of riding a line, why don't you ride a line all the way over to that like button and subscribe as well and do all that good stuff. We hope you liked this video. We hope you found it informative or amusing. Yeah, don't forget to come on over to our Discord if you want to chat with us. We've got a reasonably active Discord. Lovely bunch of people. So, yeah, come on over. Don't forget to check out, hopefully we'll have a yellow alert this week. And, yeah, we'll be streaming and all that good stuff. So, yeah, come and watch. But I think that's it. So, thanks everyone very much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.